You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Here we go now. 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 Look. Did someone say skip therapy? Oh, no. We're not skipping therapy. GC says, Kempire, where you at? I have therapy session coming up. I might have to skip it. No, you're not skipping therapy. What time is therapy? Let me know. Look, couples therapy is what they're talking about in the latest episode of Married to Medicine. Let me know if you guys can see me, hear me, all that good stuff. Shout out to those of you that are watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We were live earlier today with our special friends, Layla Lynn and Grace Report, for a special Real Housewives of Potomac conversation. We even talked about Atlanta as well. So if you missed it, be sure to check it out here on the channel. You can also hear it on the podcast later today. I haven't had a chance to actually work on that. I've been busy. It's a busy week. You know, we have a live show happening here in New York City, which is almost sold out. But if you're looking for in-person tickets, there are a few tickets left. So don't feel like, oh, I didn't get it yet. Go get it today. But if you can't come to New York City, even though people are flying in, shout out to everyone that's flying in. I do not take that lightly. I am acting as if this is the only show that I will ever do again in life. So I'm going to leave it on the stage. I might even take my shoes off. I might roll around on stage, old school Patti LaBelle. Okay. No, I like the suit that I'm wearing. So no. I don't know about rolling. I'm not returning it. I'm not returning the suit. It's not that type of suit. I bought this suit, okay? I can't wait for y'all to see my ensemble. All right? Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for it? But again, if you can't make it in person, there is a live stream option. So head on over to the description for more details on how you can be a part of the Kempire After Dark. The villain era continues. It's not over till April. Somebody who was there live with us a couple of days ago on TikTok when I had to read a random troll for filth. I was talking all kinds of things about they mama. Get your tickets today. Ticket information on the Kempire After Dark. A live show will be available in the description. I'm so excited for Taria Faizan from the What Else Is Going On podcast. She will be our hostess with the mostest. So she's got some tea, y'all. And she's got the tea that's been going down in the DMV. So there's a lot of stuff that we have not talked about. You know, she was just here on the channel last week talking about what went on inside the court. Well, there's more stuff that's been going on in those DMV streets. And she's going to share it with us exclusively at our live show. So ticket information is available in the description. And of course, I got stuff to talk about. You got stuff to talk about. If you missed it over this past weekend, we showed you our last New York City live show. I've been promising for months to show you that September show. We finally did it with some commentary from me live, but now it's only members only. So shout out to our members. Become a member today. And members only, I'm only going to keep it live for the Royal Court members and Team Kempire members for a few more hours. And then I'm going to leave it for our senior royals who have lifetime access to some of our past shows. So if you are been looking to see some of our previous live shows, you can see them there. So shout out to our members. We appreciate you guys as well. All right. The reason why I'm late wasn't for a lack of trying to be on time. I was like, oh, today I'll be on time because we had a little bit of a bigger break than we normally do in regards to between our Potomac recaps and Married to Medicine. But I kept on rewinding some of the stupidity that some of the people were saying, or some of the weird things that were being said. So we're going to unpack some of that today. And of course, I will be dropping the call link for those that want to call in and share their thoughts. Hold on. Happy early birthday, Danny. Danny came to my London show. I finally got to meet Danny in person. Danny says, I wish I was flying in. It's my birthday on March 13th. Happy early birthday, Danny. I hope you have an amazing birthday. I forgot you're a Pisces. You know, it's not about the women. It's more about the men. Okay? But some of y'all, no. All right, but happy early birthday, Danny. Everyone in the chat wished Danny a happy birthday. Danny is an OG around these parts. Danny's been around. Danny, how long have you been here on the channel? How long have you been a member of the channel? My goodness. And mind you, we only started memberships. I don't remember when we started memberships. It's definitely like over 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But some of y'all been here since before that. Okay. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into Married to Medicine. If you guys had to rate Married to Medicine's episode, oh my goodness, I didn't even do. That's how busy it's been, y'all. Because over the week, I'm working on the ideas for the show. I'm working on the different things that I'm going to be posting up on the projectors and things like that. And I'm thinking, oh, I want to talk about this or I want to talk about that. And then, God forbid anything happens this week, then I have to add it to the show. It's not even that long of a show. But let me actually do the poll. I'm going to do the poll on our YouTube chat. How would you rate this week's episode? And if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know in the comment section as well of Married to Med. From 1 to 10. Live chat, feel free. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to let us know how you would rate them individually. I'm glad that they're not dragging out this season, even though this is the normal amount of episodes they normally give us. But I'm ready. I'm ready for the reunion. We did recap the reunion look, so I know some of you probably don't watch every single live that I do. But on Friday, we did recap the Married to Medicine reunion looks. Did anyone change their mind about any of those reunion looks? The people that stood out to me, first of all, was Dr. Contessa. The picture that they posted did not even reflect the actual dress. If you did not see it on her YouTube channel, not her YouTube channel, on her Instagram, then go to her Instagram and see that video footage of the dress, because the picture they put up did not do it justice at all. Who else? Who else stood out to me that I really liked? Dr. Jackie, when she had the fur, I prefer that. So don't go by the picture that they posted. Go to her Instagram. I prefer that togetherness that she did with the fur was a lot more luxurious and beautiful. Toya looked really good too. I like Toya. I just felt like there were some adjustments I would have made to Toya's look, but like either way, it's still a really clean, beautiful look. This is Dr. Jackie. This picture does not do Dr. Contessa justice. Mimi looked amazing. She was one of my favorite looks as well. I loved it. I loved the haircut. I loved the dress. I told you this is what we ordered, but we ended up getting Monique. Just saying. Quad looked like AI, but I still think it's a beautiful dress and beautiful hair and makeup. Dr. Simone, not so much. Who else? Heavenly was probably my least favorite look. It's not a bad look. It just was my least favorite look. I didn't love it. I don't love the gloves. Feels like a lot of material, a lot of hair. I feel like Angel Love just looks a little unfinished. I think she's beautiful. I think the dress is beautiful. I think the whoever set her train up did not do a good job, but beautiful. I didn't love Brandy's gloves in this picture, but I think hair and makeup looks great. I loved the Brandy from Married to Medicine has been on the promo trail this week. Shout out to Mickey, who's a stylist here, follows the channel as well. I feel like her promo outfits looked better than her reunion outfits, to be honest with you. How do you guys think that Brandy did on Watch What Happens Live this week? I like Brandy. I want to see Brandy come back. I think she's a great addition to this cast, more so than some other people. But if you've been watching the channel, you already know who those other people are. Okay. But here we are. All right. Yasmin says, I like Mimi, but not the hair. I think a lot of people did not like the hair, but I feel like Mimi's hair was fitting for this look that she was giving, to be honest with you. I think this was like perfect. It matched the outfit and the energy perfect. Even her pose matched perfectly. I know a lot of people did not like the hair. I feel like it's perfect for this outfit, but that's me. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? Right. Flip Virgo says, hashtag beautiful gowns. Oh, you're a legend, Aretha. You're a legend. You are a legend, okay? Gone too soon. Gone too soon. All right. Let's move on. Let me open my notes. Before we move on, though, I do want to say thank you to Factor Meals. Factor Meals will be sponsoring today's live recap of Married to Medicine. On a busy day like today, Factor is going to make it so simple and easy, but with quality ingredients and quality food, delicious food, most of all. That's the big thing. I've tried so many different food services over the years, y'all. It's been a journey, okay? And I'm a picky eater, too. So for me to like a meal service says a lot. Says a lot, especially if when you warm up the food, it doesn't feel like squishy, squashy. It doesn't maintain the quality of the food. Factor doesn't do that. And like I said before, they have quality ingredients. Somewhere between the first warm weekend, which we just had, and realizing short season is getting close. I got my shorts on already. I'm going for my Pum Pum Shorts walks today after this live. So we are going to be out of here by 5 o'clock because the time change happened. Just like. So, somewhere between the first warm weekend and realizing short season is getting close, eating well stops feeling optional. Factor is how I stopped letting a busy schedule be my excuse. Fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs, ready in 2 minutes, no planning, no cooking. Okay, quality functional ingredients, including lean proteins, colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, and healthy fats, no refined sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and no refined seed oils. They have 100 rotating weekly meals to keep things fresh and delicious through winter. I'm hoping winter's over. We got a couple more weeks. Right? Yeah, a couple more weeks. Options include high protein, calorie smart, Mediterranean diet, GLP-1 support, and ready-to-eat salads. As always, we've gotten you a discount. So head to factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use discount code Kempire50 off to get 50% off and free breakfast for a year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. More information on Factor and your discount will be available in the description. All right. Thanks, Factor, for sponsoring today. We have Keith says, it's gorgeous outside today and I'm stuck inside working. Well, so am I. Join the club, Keith. We are stuck inside, but only for a time. With this extra hour, we get a little bit more time. So I can still go for my evening walk. It's good weather. I'm going to still, because I don't want to get sick because I have a live show coming on Friday. Yeah. So I'm going to make sure I take all my vitamins, do all the things, rest up, take a nap if I need to take a nap. I do have a lot of things happening this week. Okay. A lot of things. All right. Let's get to Married to Medicine, guys. How do you think Toya did in regards to the couple's trip? Do you think that she did a good job? Was it better than Cecil and Dr. Simone? I see Cecil is upset with the people that are claiming that Married to Medicine sucked this season. What did you guys think? Do you think that I've seen good things about this season of Married to Medicine? I feel like it was okay, but I don't feel like it's their best. It's nowhere near season 1 to season 8. It's nowhere near that. And I think it's because we have the same people here fighting about the same thing. I do think this cast is overdue for a bit of a shakeup and like a critical shakeup, getting rid of like people that have been there far past their time and that are offering nothing. Jackie, what? Huh? What? And honestly, Simone, you gaslighted the audience very much like Contessa did, which turned us off to Contessa a couple of seasons ago. Don't y'all feel like that we were gaslit from Dr. Simone? She got us all like riled up. We were on her side, and we normally are not on her side, okay? But we were on her side. And then it sort of just threw us under the bus, fighting on social media, my man. That's a good man, Savannah. And now we're like, we were defending you. But now it's like nothing ever happened. Now it's her fault. It's her fault. Y'all saw that this week? She was saying that. Basically, like, I could be loud and da-da-da-da. And, sometimes I just don't listen. And, Cecil could be stubborn. And I'm like, T says, I definitely feel gaslit. It's giving Dr. Contessa a couple of seasons ago. Because we were definitely on her side. Miss Mellon Badger said it was an okay season. I think it was it was a solid season. If I had to rate the season as a whole, I would give it a 6.5, maybe 7, depending on the reunion. But based on what we've gotten so far, I don't think it was a terrible season, because we've seen terrible seasons before, guys, from other reality shows. I don't think it was a terrible season. I am tired of some of the pre-produced of it all. Here's the thing. For Dr. Heavenly to film far less than the rest of the group, because what did the rest of the group film? 12 weeks? And she said she only filmed 4? It didn't feel like it. She was a part of everything since the beginning. She was a part of the drama. She's been very active in getting everything started on this show. I really don't understand. And she still has been talking about the drama with her son. So I don't know. I don't know the decision for her to be a friend of. It didn't feel like she was a friend of it at all. But okay. Jay Washington says, I need more of Mimi and Brandy. Mimi was probably like this week's episode. If you guys had to rate this week's episode, how would you rate it from 1 to 10? I probably would rate this episode. It was solid for me. It was like a 7. Yeah, it was definitely a 7 for me. But Mimi's story with her son and being so vulnerable, and when she said, I felt for her. I felt for her in regards to wanting to be. She feels like she's not a good mom. And I think a lot of moms that are raising children with special needs probably feel the same way that she does. But she wants to hear from her husband that she's doing a good job as a mom. She wants to hear that from her husband. So I thought this week's episode, I might actually give it higher, y'all, because the conversations about their relationships, even though some felt forced, quad. I have to say, some of the conversations that were being brought up, again, they're producing a reality show, so they have to bring things up like this. But some of what Quad was bringing up felt a little like, okay, we're not talking enough about Quad. Quad needs to emphasize her story. Hence why some people do not believe that the Quad and King of it all is real. I don't know if I believe that it's not real. I definitely think that it's real, y'all. I just think they don't translate well on camera. And maybe because they're not a good match. And as we've seen, they've broken up. Okay? Wave Key says words of affirmation, which they were talking about during last week's episode. What's your love language? So clearly, words of affirmation are Dr. Mimi's love language. I'm seeing a lot of 7s. I'm seeing a lot of 8s. I'm seeing a lot of 8s. Softy says it was a 2. Well, damn. I'm seeing some 6s. Okay. All right. I see it. I appreciate everyone weighing in. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts as well. So last week's episode ended with the men on the beach and Cecil talking to Damon about some of his issues with what's been going on between the wives, okay? And he feels like Damon has been different than before. He would get involved, but he feels like Damon sort of wants to wash his hands of being involved, okay? We find out later why that might be, because he's missing his son, or what might. It made me wonder, when he talks later on, Dr. Damon Daddy, the fact that he's saying that, you know, right now he's really on, like he's literally in the middle of probably like the darkest part of his life because he's not able to talk to his son, and that anything could really trigger him. It makes me wonder if he holds any resentment towards Dr. Heavenly, because it seems as if the reason why their son is not talking to them was because of how Heavenly handled the arrest. So it makes me wonder if Dr. Damon it holds any resentment towards Heavenly because of that. I don't know. It does. I mean, they're never going to tell us that. And again, this might be another reason why she decided to be a friend of, so that they wouldn't dig deeper into what's been going on between Heavenly and her son and Dr. Damon Daddy. Maybe. So Damon says that that they're either going to, because they talk about the Met Gala, they're like, we're either going to do the event and pitch in, or we're not. And Eugene says, as Damon seemingly recently just wants to kind of blow things off like nothing happened. And he says that this is not the type of friendship that's going to work for him. Here's the thing with Dr. Eugene that's been annoying me since his Jamaica trip. I feel like he's trying to overcorrect to what happened at their pool party, because of how Toya reacted and how he wasn't there, and he wasn't there for her. And now I feel like he was overdoing it during this couple's trip. Okay? King says that they should let the women handle the Met Gala stuff of it all, and that they should just enjoy themselves. Because King is like, I'm not here for, why are we arguing? Because at the end of the day, really, I don't understand what Dr. Eugene is doing. I don't get the issue. Like, what do you want from Damon in this? Like, this is not your issue. This is an issue between the women. Let them figure it out. But as you saw them play the game later, who wants to always get involved in people's stuff is Dr. Eugene. Dr. Eugene, mind your business. Mind your business. Damon doesn't want to talk about it. The guys don't want to talk about it. Let's just have a good time. We're in Jamaica. Let the women argue it and talk about it. Okay, I don't think you have an issue with Dr. Damon. Like, what is your issue with Dr. Damon? Jay Washington says, I'm with King. Let's just have a good time. Like that. Let the ladies argue about that. Okay? So Curtis asked, he promised Dr. Jackie that he would ask the guys to contribute to the Met Gala. And Steve says that he's out. Oh, okay. Steve says, I'm not doing it. He says he already contributes to Morehouse's School of Medicine. Shout out to them. Because you also remember at the last Met Gala, I almost forgot about this, so he pointed it out. He bought a $5,000 bowl. Remember that? So he donated more than any of the people last season. Okay? And I'm not sure if he, along with Dr. Mimi, contributed. I'm assuming she did, because they never said that she didn't. I'm assuming they not only donated the $5,000 for that bowl, but also what the group had given. So they donated the most. But he says this year we're not doing it because he says his wife feels left out. I don't blame them, because you saw they flash back to Brandy saying like, they're having this Met Gala, but no one has said anything to me about it. So he says like, I'm not contributing this year. And Curtis was like, look, it is. Cecil's like, yep, it is what it is. I mean, it's fine. You don't need to make an excuse for it. All right. Then these ladies come over to offer back massages and body rubs. It was the way that they said it, though. It's sort of like, or maybe it was the music that made it feel like, wait a minute, what's going on? So some of the men are like, oh, no, you could rub my feet. That's about it. But I noticed that Damon denied getting a massage to Heavenly in the confessional. But we see that he's getting a leg massage. And Heavenly's like, Daddy don't like get massaged unless I find a person for him. And then we clearly, but look, based on what we've seen, Dr. Damon Daddy has a pattern of lying to Heavenly, including telling her that their son was arrested like 2 years before. Okay. CJ says that he wants Dr. Damon to control Heavenly, but he can't control Toya. He needs to go and sit down somewhere, in my opinion. I'm just saying. That's a very good point. Very valid points there. Exactly, Jay. We've been saying this. She says Toya is Heavenly in a different font. That's why they can't stand each other. Even though I have to say in this episode, the women, for the most part, were getting along. Surprisingly, and really bonding about just couples questions. So in another scene, the other ladies are on that lake getting their own massages as well. So they get a limestone foot massage. Okay, I could go for a massage right about now. I had a therapeutic massage though the other day. Oh, it wasn't relaxing though, because she was really digging in there. Lord have mercy. But I actually have to say though, now that I'm standing up, I actually feel a lot better. So whatever she did, I knew I was suffering through it. I was just like, this hurts now, but later it's going to feel good. It's going to feel good. And I do. Look, I do. All right. Angel, I thought there's something about Angel's energy, y'all. And y'all know when I say these things, I'm usually right later on. Because it's so funny that we had that girls trip and she was talking about asking about Brandy's energy. And now I'm noticing you're the person with an energy problem. So they find out that Bernard is there and Contessa's like, oh my God, he's here. That's amazing. But when she reacts to Contessa, I don't know. Did you all think that it was genuine? Because I felt like her reaction to Contessa felt a little snarky, a little sarcastic. She was like, yay, isn't that exciting? I was like, wait a minute. Is this performative right now? Okay. So she then says that Dr. Bernard is only her friend. Toya brings up, she's like, I find it weird that Angel saying that Bernard is just her friend and she's inviting a friend on this couples trip. I never thought about that. I've been telling you, I feel like Angel only brought Dr. Bernard on here as sort of hopefully for herself to secure a spot. But I think by this particular point, because remember, this is the end of the season, she already knew that it wasn't working, or maybe he wasn't down for it because he's like, remember we thought last week, like, why is he acting so weird? So now I'm not sure if we should feel weird towards him or weird towards Angel, because I don't know what Angel has told this man in regards to what this is. You know what I mean? When it comes to the relationship or when it comes to the show, I don't know what it is that she said to him. So we have to keep that. So, last week I was a little hard on Dr. Bernard, but I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what exactly did she say to Dr. Bernard? Mr. Melody Magic says, Angel was irking me. She says that he's just her friend. Toya says, I think it's confusing to invite a friend on a couples trip. And I said to myself, I didn't think about that, but I was like, you're kind of right. Why would you invite this man on a couples trip and now you're just referring to him as a friend? T says, I think it's her. I agree. I think it's her. But I've been saying, y'all, I've been pointing out little things, but I try to keep an open mind about people. And I said, let me just wait. Let me just watch. Okay? And I'm watching and I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. The reunion will be where it's solidified for me. But we shall see. All right. Quad then pauses everything. She's like, wait, everybody. This felt so performative to me. You guys will let me know if you felt the same way. She pauses what they're doing. You know, they're getting their massages. And she says, guys, who has a perfect relationship? Raise your hand. Y'all didn't think that was weird? I think she was setting us up for this moment, this theatrical moment and scene. Wait, is this the and scene? And scene. This is exactly what I felt like a couple of times during this episode from Quad. So she's just like, who here has a perfect relationship? Raise your hand. She knows none of these women have a perfect relationship. But I think she wanted to set this up to talk about herself. I'm really interested to know Quad's rising and moon signs. I want to know her birth chart, to be honest with you, because she's a Taurus, but some of the things that she does, I'm like, this is so not Taurus behavior. Okay? DV says, I felt the exact same way, Kempire. Okay. You are my people. Because sometimes I think to myself, like, Kempire, you just don't believe anything anymore. But I was like, no, it felt random. But again, I also think the editing for this episode specifically felt a little chopped and screwed. A little bit. But Quad, she's like, who here has a perfect relationship? Raise your hand. Contessa asked Quad, what's the biggest challenge in her relationship? First of all, Dr. Heavenly raised both her hands as having perfect relationship. Dr. Contessa asked Quad, what's the biggest challenge in her relationship? So Quad said, and I do believe that these women are working together when it comes to producing their storylines. And I also believe Heavenly. Yes, Heavenly will throw anybody under the bus, including Dr. Jackie, but I do believe that Heavenly was trying to help Quad produce a moment a couple of times in this episode. But that's me. That's my opinion. This is my review. So Contessa asked Quad, what's the biggest challenge in her relationship? Quad says King wants her to cater to him more. And I guess she's not cooking as much anymore or anything like that. I still got Quad seasoning that I've never used. Mr. Melamax says, aren't both of y'all Leos, Kemp? Mr. Melamax just says stuff in the chat just to annoy people. Okay? I have a Leo moon. Okay? I don't know if she has a Leo moon. Quad, get back to us. We would like to know. Oh. Okay, look, hey, Lakia. Lakia, thank you for being a member. Lakia says, hey, Kempire in chat. Forgot to speak. Not forgot. You just got in. You just paying it. You just watching. Hey, Lakia. She says, but Quad wanted a moment. Quad, that's what it felt like. Based off the edit, it felt like she wanted to have a moment. All right? So she says that King would like for her to cater to him more. So Heavenly says to Quad, this is where I feel like she's producing a moment, why is King getting all the benefits of you being a wife and you're not one. So Quad gets, quote, defensive and says she is impressed to be a wife. So this is where we find out from Quad in her confessional is that King basically asked her to marry him. The courthouse is right down the street. We could go get married if you want to. Okay. Pay attention to that because later on, something's weird about that. Because 1 minute you're saying that he wanted to get married. The next minute, it's like people are saying that he should get married and it's like he doesn't want to get married. So didn't y'all find that conflicting as opposed to what Quad was saying? Because Quad is saying he asked her to get married, but she's like, that wasn't important. She didn't feel like he was serious, is what she said. And she says that he changed after that. Like his whole energy changed after she basically did not take him serious. But then we're looking at it later where it's like, did he really want to get married? Because it feels like, which could be why she didn't take him serious. I don't know. Something's off to me. Something's off to me in regards to that, but it goes back to people not believing that this was a real relationship. So Quad says that he asked to marry her, but she thought he was joking. She says that she wanted more of a plan to their life. She says after King said that, he basically shut down. She also says that into the group, she's like, she starts getting emotional. Quad. She starts getting emotional. I can see it in her face. I see it in her eyelashes. The eyelashes are falling off. And she's just like, this is the most vulnerable I've ever been in front of y'all. Toya in her confession is like, I feel for my friend. This is the most vulnerable she's been in front of this group. She hasn't been vulnerable with us, And I'm thinking to myself, Quad is not being vulnerable, y'all. You think Quad is being vulnerable with y'all? You think Quad trusts y'all? No, she don't. She's doing what needs to be done, that she believes needs to be done. She's reading the comment section. And I believe that's probably what affected her relationship. She probably read the comment section of what you guys have been saying about King and how he's treated her on this show. She pays a lot of attention to the comment section, and she lets that navigate who she is in her life, which is crazy to me, especially as a Taurus. Well, that's why I said I don't own her as a Taurus, because I'm like, we don't pay attention that much to what people think of what we want. But in a lot of ways, she is a Taurus in regards to that. But I do notice that with Quad. Dulcinea says, not the eyelashes. Yes, Dulcinea, the eyelashes, okay? Cherry says she's dramatic. Always has been. Always has been. Raven says, cue the dramatics. And that's exactly what we got. She's like, this is the most vulnerable that I have ever been with you guys. All right. And she's like, and she says she wants a family and she wants King to be the head of her household. But then they start talking, so do you want the marriage, as a priority? And she's like, basically, she wants the baby more than the marriage. But we've been saying that. And a lot of people have been saying she wants the baby. I don't think she even wants King. She just reached a point in her life where she's like, I want to have children. And I definitely think that Quad is very much maternal. I don't think she wanted a kid with Dr. Gregory. And maybe she was more open to the idea with King because maybe he fit the aesthetic. Some of us Tauruses can be very superficial in that way. He fits the aesthetic of what she wants. He seemingly has a good enough job, that kind of thing. And I think that's probably what. And again, she's older now. And she's like, I think I'm ready. Damn. Jay says, where's the violin and the Oscar nomination? Well, I got the violin. Okay? The violin's not working, though. I got the just picture Quad. Okay? And I got her Emmy. Look, and I got her Emmy. Here you go. Here's your Emmy, Quad. Honestly, for that performance, it's not Emmy worthy, to be honest with you. It was because we could see through it. It felt like a performance. It didn't feel real. It didn't feel believable. Okay? Oh, well, Miss Melon Magic says, I wouldn't want a child by a Mini Coupe either. Well, I mean, based on what we've seen, yeah, I don't think I would want one either by this man. Nope. I wouldn't want one by him either. Just say. But that's me. He's also a Taurus, which he's an April Taurus, so it's a little different. Jesus, cue Bridgerton dance. I mean, it's very much that. Okay? All right, so she says that. So they all come back from their excursions and they're meeting up and then they have their group dinner. Then they start playing these different games. The first game they play, they're asking questions and the couples are going to respond on these devices. So one of the questions is who gives unsolicited advice in the group? So everyone says Dr. Eugene. And based off this trip alone, I feel like they're right. They did show some clips of him interfering in the things. All right. Then they said, who turns a disagreement into a full-blown fight? They all can agree for the most part. All of them do. All of them do. But Scott says both of them, meaning I'm guessing Dr. Heavenly, and he says Dr. Simone. But he didn't say Dr. Simone's name. She's just like, she's very loud. She's very loud. Dulcinea says, please don't play it. That song cringes up my spine. You're the only one. They raised $500 for me to add it to the soundboard. I just haven't removed it yet. It's come in handy, though, the last few months, to be honest with you. April says, Kep, you are such a tease. Set me free. Yep, you're not getting the rest of that. And if you were part of our live show, I played the entire song. I'm not doing it at this next live show. So if you think I'm going to play it, it's not. It's not happening. Unless we sell like 2,000 live stream tickets, then I'm not. If we do sell 2,000 live stream tickets, I will play it. But I'm not. Just say. All right. Jericho says Scott type boat. Yeah, but I think he's meant to say both of them. Both of them. Who knows? All right. Then I thought this was interesting. Who do you think would have like a secret? They didn't say sex life, but like something secret, like another personality, another side to them, which gave me an idea of the friendship between Dr. Jackie and Dr. Heavenly, because Dr. Heavenly says she thinks that Dr. Jackie has another side to her. And she's like, I know she has another side to her. We know she has another side to her. We just want to know what you know, Heavenly. And is that part of the reason why Dr. Jackie never goes up against you? She still has not confronted Heavenly for saying what she allegedly said about Toya. How come y'all tell me I have something under my eye? I don't even know that. I can't even get it off. Oh, yeah. Sorry, y'all. Tamara says, let me go get my live stream ticket. Yes, Tamara. Go get your live stream ticket, y'all. Go get your live stream ticket. It's going to be a great show. All right. Then they end up breaking out into two different groups. The men are going to meet with a psychologist. The women are just going to chill out and have a good time. So Simone tells King as she's walking away, did anyone go like, where did this come from? Especially the way that Dr. Simone said it. Again, this is why I felt like the episode felt chopped and screwed. Because I was like, this is random. Because she goes up to him and she was like, tap into your less chauvinistic side. She's like, everything about you is chauvinistic. But it was like almost passive aggressive. I was like, what is, like, you don't know me. Look, you don't know me like that, ma'am. To talk like this. I thought it was so random for her to say it, and the way she was saying it, it wasn't even like jokingly. I was like, all right. Okay, yeah, this ain't Phaedra. Says, yes, that male chauvinist comment. It was like, I had to rewind it back. I was like, did I miss something? And I didn't miss anything. To me, it came out of nowhere. And if I was Quad, I'd be mad at if I was Quad, I'd be mad at Dr. Simone. But I think this is based off of what Quad has been saying to the group. And again, it could be stuff that we missed and why she felt like she could say that. This ain't Phaedra says it came out of nowhere. 5 Wisdom says she was serious. It felt serious to me. That's why I had to rewind it back. I was like, wait, what did I miss here? Talk with Turk says she was right. Talk with Turk says she was right though, because he was not wanting to participate. So she said it right beforehand to like tell him to let his guard down. It just came like, of all people, it felt weird coming from her, and just the way she said it was a lot. I was like, wait a minute. Chloe says, got my live stream ticket. Let's make that goal. Oh, nice. Okay, Chloe, you know I'm a man of my word. If we hit over 2,000 live stream tickets, I will do a special rendition of Set Me Free. T says she clocked him, but I was wondering where that came. Yeah. But again, it could be the edit. It really could be the edit. I don't know if that's going to come up at the reunion. Millie says, was she wrong, though? No, I'm not saying that she was wrong. First of all, it could be wrong messenger, though. Of all the people to say anything to him, it shouldn't be her. Just saying. When you have the husband that you have, too. Just saying. Or maybe in her house, she feels like, well, no, he's allowing me to pay all the bills, so Cecil isn't chauvinist. He's not a chauvinist. He's allowing me to pay all the bills. Sai and Joe, or Sin Joe, I can't. Okay, says, I have my live stream ticket. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, more information on the Kempire After Dark live show will be available in the description. I didn't even think to add Married to Medicine to the live show. There's just so much stuff to talk about. But of course, we got to talk about Married to Medicine. But you guys let me know if we could skip it. We will. Ooh, DV says, I got my live stream ticket, but you don't have to play that song. Well, there we go. Dulcinea says, Kempire, I got my live stream ticket as well. What's the goal? 2,000. 2,000. And we're not close to 2,000, just saying. But that's how much it's going to take. Jocelyn says, got my live stream ticket too. Thank you, Jocelyn. I'm just saying, all the people that are here, if everyone here got a live stream ticket, we'd be closer to the goal. Just saying. All right, let's move on. All right. What else? Okay, so she says that Heavenly jokes about the women wanting to knock their husbands out. Okay, ladies in the chat, or even men that might be in gay relationships. I see Keith in the chat. Have you ever looked over at your partner in the bed and wanted to hit them? That's never crossed my mind when I had a partner. So I'm like, all right. All right. Hey, Kay. Kay says, my twin... Oh, we got twins coming? My twin and I are going to your show on Friday. She's flying from North Carolina. We are so excited. This is my second show. Please talk about Married to Medicine. Of course, Kyra. Wait, did I pronounce it? Kyra? Wait, K Rob. Oh, that's amazing. We got twins in the building. And we got someone flying in from North Carolina. I love this. MB says, are you skipping Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I hope the answer is yes. Honestly, I feel like we should. There really is nothing. We are limited with the amount of time that we have for the live show because it's technically 75 minutes, but we push it. Shh, don't tell nobody. So I feel like we need to spend the time talking about the things that we like talking about. There's nothing to talk about when it comes to Beverly Hills. And it's not just Housewives that we're talking about. We're talking about a bunch of stuff. We got a lot of things to talk about. Okay, we still got to talk about... I'd much rather talk about Tyra Banks in that documentary than talk about Beverly Hills. Okay? Flip Virgo says, of course, he's a Taurus. You know what? LNL Custom Design says, Kempire, I went to your website, but I don't see the link to the live show. Well, because you probably went to the wrong website. If you're in the YouTube live chat, there is a pinned right? Yeah. Oh no, there isn't. Lord have mercy. Let me pin the comment. Mods, can we post the link to the live show in the chat? But you can also check out the description, custom designs. In the description, there is, matter of fact, let me just do this. Let me just do this now while we're live. We're live, y'all. Let me do this now. I usually, see, that's how busy it's been. I forgot to pin the, there it goes. There you go. There's your link. Yes, the link for the live show is available. Like I said, in-person tickets are available. Not a lot, but in-person tickets are available. And live stream tickets are available. Okay? All right. Exactly. Cherry says, Tyra's more interesting, and I have a lot more to say. Smokey says, please skip Beverly Hills. It's a waste of time to even talk about that. Unless someone asks about it in like the Q&A portion of the show, then I'll talk about it. But I'm not wasting my time on that. I have already enough to talk about. We got to talk about Kenya. We got to talk about Atlanta. We got to talk about Potomac. And then there's layers to Potomac. We got Taria's tea on Potomac. We've got to talk about Karen. We got to talk about Wendy. We got too much to talk about. Excuse me. T the nurse says, I've had my live stream ticket since the first day you announced, but you don't gotta play it. We've been set free. T the nurse, thank you so much. Shout out to those of you that bought it like off the strength of you know it's going to be a good show. I did see that KK that Rachel Zoe. It's so common in Beverly Hills, the robberies, which is scary and unfortunate. I also saw that Rihanna's home was powed by that woman. They caught the lady and they put her. She has like a $10 million bail. That's scary. And Rihanna was home at the time. But yeah. TC, yes, we did talk about Ladies of London last Friday, this past Friday during our Friday Live. We talked about it towards the end of the show. So be sure to check that out. There are timestamps available. Dulce, it's the C Camp. I told you, it's so cringe. In regards to the set me free. Sababa says, good evening from South Africa. Beautiful photo, Sababa. Beautiful smile. All right, let's get back to Married to Medicine because, you know, some people come in and they're like, can we talk about Married to Medicine, please? Can you get back? I mean, look, I'm paying attention to what the chat is talking about. Let me focus, though. All right. So Heavenly jokes about the women, you know, wanting to... I thought that was interesting because she's always so team daddy. Of all the people to bring up possibly hitting their husbands or wanting to smack their husbands, I would not expect Heavenly to be the one to say it. She's like, have y'all ever just want to? I thought it was funny though when she said it and how she said it. This is what Heavenly really does add to the show. A lot of times that the other woman can't add is the funny sometimes. Okay. Then they randomly start talking about doing OnlyFans, and Dr. Contessa, she says that she has an oversized foot, and that she's like, I'm all open to having multiple streams of income. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at it. If Dr. Contessa said that she opened an OnlyFans to show off her feet, I'm not mad at it. Good for you, girl. You know how many people are making tons of money off of that? And if you could just do it from just showing your feet, I would consider it. I'm not going to even lie to you. I've been told I got pretty feet. Look, as I look down at my feet, I take care of my feet. I go get my manicure, pedicure. Okay, I'm gonna go get one this week too for my live show. I gotta look cute. Talk to Turk says, "Am I the only one who thinks that Heavenly should take a season off? This would have been the season for her to take off. But don't worry. Who knows? She might win the election. I know Brandy doesn't think that she will win the election. What do you guys think? I have no idea. I have no idea because I don't know nothing about the district. I know nothing about the other people that she's running against. I haven't looked at the numbers. Brandy probably has because she says that she looks at that stuff. She's very much into politics. Okay. Krista says, oh, she was drunk. In regards to Heavenly, the truth came out. Okay. Maybe that's what it is. Just Jules, you've been a member for 40 months. Thank you. Says, I don't watch Married to Medicine, but I always appreciate your recaps of all the shows. I also appreciate the community that you have built by your hard work. Thank you, Just Jules. And clearly you do, because you've been a member for 40 months. So thank you. Way of Key says, you're planning to wear open toe shoes, Cap? No, I just get my toes did. Okay. All right. Even though I just got them done, so I don't think they really need it. It's probably just more so my manicure I'm going to get done this week. So yeah, not open toes. I mean, the way this weather is, feeling today, I probably would, but come Friday, it's supposed to get a little bit chillier again. All right, let me move on. Okay. It's not me yawning, but it's always this time of the day. It just made me, I've already had a long day. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. I know South African names are tricky. My full name is Sababa Liwe. Sababa Liwe? Did I pronounce that? Let me know if I pronounced that correctly. Sababa Liwe? I can't wait to go to South Africa. However, I'm going to have to get me a direct flight because normally I think Delta, they stop off in Dubai. Y'all see what's going on over there? I don't think that's going to be possible. So I got to figure it out when I finally come to South Africa. I know they have a direct flight. I just don't think Delta does. I think I can. Look, what am I doing right now? Sidebar. I think they have a flight where you can fly to Atlanta, and from Atlanta, there's a direct flight to South Africa. I think, is it Cape Town? No, I don't think it's Cape Town. I think it's Johannesburg. I got to look. Oh, right, Gene? Lord, I literally had an email. Sidebar, guys. I will be live on the Green Room 42's IG account tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. I thought it was Wednesday, and I was like, oh, excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. Because the way the week is going so far, with that hour, I didn't realize that losing that hour did anything. Mr. Melman says, Kemp, don't get stuck. Well, yeah. Tamara says, Delta flies direct through Atlanta, so I'll just have to fly to Atlanta. I think what I was considering was flying Emirates, and Emirates stops in Dubai, so I just can't fly Emirates. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Millie says, my flight has been rerouted. Okay. All right. Millie, you're flying from Canada? Millie? Or Kenya? Someone's flying from Kenya. I mean, it says meet and greet in Johannesburg. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me figure it out, y'all. Lakia says, I love our good sidebar shenanigans. Yes, but let's focus. I mean, it's still kind of relevant because, Quad, I'm going to bring it together. Quad loves to go to Ghana. She loves to go to Africa. I think she was just over there. Foxy says, here comes the sidetrack, and we love them. It's not the replay crew. The replay crew loves the sidetrack. It's the random people that come in that are like, wait, this place it's all over the place, but this is my recap. But I brought it back around to Quad, okay? So they talk about OnlyFans randomly. Contessa talked about having oversized feet. It didn't look like her feet were that big, but okay. I wonder. I mean, I think she's also a tall woman. I've never met Dr. Contessa. I never even been to Doctor's. Wait, was she not there that season when we're Married to Medicine? I can't remember now. I don't think she was. When I saw them at BravoCon, I don't think she was. I don't recall, which is not a good thing if I don't recall. All right. I'm glad we've leaned away when it comes to Dr. Contessa and her marriage to Scott. I'm glad we've leaned away from delving any more into that relationship. I don't know what the update is when it comes to their building. We haven't even seen any more of that during the season. That's not necessarily her fault. Maybe they filmed a lot of it and they didn't show a lot of it. I would have preferred to see that than anything else that she was trying to offer us when it comes to her marriage, because she gaslit us again. I didn't forget, Dr. Contessa. You gaslit us again. Right? She lit us. Lit. All right. Moving on. All right. So Toya asked if you could fix. She asked if I could fix this. Wait, hold on. What I write here? Oh, she's asking the group a question. If you could fix this, would you? Simone says that she beats up on her husband down more than he deserves for him having a difference of an opinion. This is Dr. Simone talking about her issues with Cecil. And she says she has to work on that. Simone says that through communication, they are in a better place. I feel so gaslit by Dr. Simone this season, because I'm like, girl, I'm not saying that she has to get a divorce. It doesn't feel authentic, this resolution. It also feels like maybe they created this so that they could have some sort of storyline. But that's just how I feel. So she basically says that she has beat up on her husband down more than he deserves. That's what she says. And a lot of us would believe, no, we had your back on this. If anything, we needed to see more of an aha from Cecil, or a better understanding as to why you're wrong. Because we don't see how Dr. Simone was wrong for feeling the way that she was feeling. So I'm confused. But maybe she'll clarify during the reunion, but my hope for that is not high. Okay. All right. Cecil in the other scenes talking about it, he says that they are a work in progress, and he says you never figured this ish out. People that have been married or in long-term relationships, do you agree with him? I'm not saying that you ever figure it out. I think that's just life. You never nothing. That's the whole point of growing in life and evolving is the challenges that you face in life. So he says that they are a work in progress. All right. Eugene says that he tells Toya in arguments all the time that no one else is going to deal with her. He's right though. Toya gets away with a lot with Dr. Eugene, and we can unpack that. We've unpacked it so many times when talking about Married to Medicine. But I will agree with him. You're the only person in the world that's willing to deal with Toya. I don't believe that 100% though, but I'm sure he believes that. He's like, don't nobody gonna want Toya and all that she brings to a relationship. I don't agree with that, but here we are. That's what he says. Steve says that they are lucky to find their person. He's like, out of billions of people, I thought that was a refreshing perspective. You could tell that he really genuinely loves Dr. Mimi, Steve. And he says, we are very lucky guys. Out of billions of people, we were able to find our person. And, we've done dating lives so many times here on the channel. I know some of you that haven't found your person, you're like hearing something like that. I was like, you know what? You guys are lucky. That is a beautiful thing. Mimi, segue into Mimi's section. So Mimi starts talking, she gets really vulnerable, talking about raising her son, Stevie, who has special needs, okay? And she talks about grieving her expectations for the child, for the expectations that she had for her child. So there's a part of like when you find out that he has autism and that the way that he learns and understands is going to be different, and how he sees the world is going to be different. There is a part of her that still has to grieve the expectations that she had for his future. Because right now she's not sure what that's going to look like. Is he going to live with them for the rest of his life? What will that look like for him? So she gets very vulnerable. I have to say this was probably my favorite part of the episode just because it felt so real. And very much like how Dr. Mimi has asked these other women to show up and answer the questions, I feel like she didn't need anyone to do that for her. She really did that in the moment. She was vulnerable. That it felt what we saw with Quad and not feeling her declaring her vulnerability versus us actually seeing the vulnerability in Dr. Mimi. So Mimi talks about that. She says she worries and this touched me, where she says she worries for his safety as he grows up as a black boy with special needs in this society. We've seen it happen before when it comes to a young, black child here in the United States that has special needs, and people not understanding what that looks like, and them not being alive because of that. So that's a real concern. Black mothers already have that concern when your child doesn't have special needs. So can you imagine the next layer of that when it comes to a mother where you have a son that's not necessarily able to communicate what is going on with him to other people that don't see that or understand that? So she talks about that, and she gets very emotional talking about that. She says that what she needs from her husband is for him to say that she's doing a good job as a mom. And the other aspect of I forgot the statistics in regards to relationships with children with special needs, but there is a high divorce rate because of the challenges that can bring into a relationship. So that's another aspect of what's happening in Dr. Mimi's relationship that she hasn't really talked a lot about. But she says that she wants her husband to say that she's doing a good job as a mom. And I'm sure after he saw this episode, he definitely did. Or maybe they had a conversation. And I know some people are probably thinking, her being a psychiatrist, she has not voiced this to her husband already. Well, psychiatrists and psychologists are not perfect human beings. They have their challenges too. But in this moment, she literally, I think, has her own aha, like, this is something that I need to, and maybe she didn't know it until she spoke and got vulnerable in this moment. Sometimes you have your own aha moments based off the questioning because no one asked you. And you're like, you know what? I actually need this right now. I need to hear from my husband that I'm doing a good job as a mom. And maybe he needs to hear it too. Maybe he needs to hear it as well. Tyrese, thank you so much for being a member, and thank you so much for the super chat. Tyrese says, I got to call in to share my thoughts on the election since I live in her. Yes, you do, Tyrese. Yes, you do. Matter of fact, thank you for the reminder. I'm going to drop the call-in link. Let me drop the call-in link right now. Okay, hold on, y'all. I got to drop the call-in link. So if you're a member of the channel, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you guys on the post tab. We're going to take some quick callers. Like I said, I'm going to get out of here on time because with the spring coming and we have longer days, it's about that life. And I got a lot of things to do, but I'm very happy I found my outfit. I just got to find my shoes. I mean, I technically have shoes that I want to wear, but I got to find the shoes. So I got to figure it out. Okay. I got to figure it out. All right. So if you see me taking my shoes off during the live show, you understand why. I'm going to roll on the floor like Patti LaBelle. Okay. All right. So thank you, Tyrese, for the super chat. Let me drop this call in link before I forget. And live chat, I will drop the call link for the general audience as well. Let's get to 450 likes. 450 likes, and I'll drop the call link for you guys in the live chat. Some of y'all keep saying that I don't drop the call-in link for the general audience, but I do. I always drop the call-in link for the general audience. I just keep telling y'all, let's get those likes up. Okay? Excuse me, y'all. All right. Roots to Tresses. Thank you so much for the super chat. Roots to Tresses says, I really felt that when Dr. Mimi said that because I feel the same about my son. He's on the spectrum too, and he's nonverbal. I know it's got to be scary for parents because you just don't know what that future is going to look like. I have to say we've definitely come a long way as a society, especially also as a community, a Black community, and understanding and realizing that getting the diagnosis now more than ever is so important. And I used to love, there used to be an ad on the train that said not all disabilities are visible. I need them to roll that out some more again. Okay? Yes. Ocean Dream says, Kempire gonna be in these spring streets. Me and Brooke Ashley. I gotta text Brooke. Brooke, Our weather is here. Look, our weather is here. I'm ready. And I've never been a summer girly. I've been more like spring is my summer. But y'all know during the summer, I was walking my 3 miles a day. Since it's been so cold in the winter and stuff, like I haven't really been out like that. Okay? Lakia says, Kempire, not rolling on the floor, child. If I wasn't a germaphobe, I probably really would. But I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I'm like, Lord. Especially these New York City streets. Then I think about people with their shoes from the New York City street. I'm like, shoes off when you come to my house, okay? Just saying. But I did that regardless. Okay. Jamaican, okay? All right. Cynthia celebrating 3 months of membership. Thank you, Cynthia, for being a member. We appreciate you. Okay. Moving on. Let me get back to my notes. All right. What else did I want to talk about? So Steve talks about that. Mimi talks about what she would like. Oh, Steve talks about false masculinity and how they grew up not wanting, how men are told not to cry or be vulnerable and things like that. All right. Damon then opens up about missing his son and how like anything really could trigger him right now. Like anything could make him snap. I thought that was interesting. I was like, we've never seen that side of Dr. Damon. Okay. And he said pretty much anything will make him lash out. Contessa asked Angel, back at the other group, asked Angel, is Bernard having a good time? Angel says, I haven't asked. And Contessa's like, you haven't asked him if he's having a good time? Because she's all about herself. Angel, I keep telling y'all, people like Angel, beautiful people, there's a reason why some of them just say, especially the ones that keep saying, oh, I've been engaged like multiple times and never married. She's been married one time before. But I'm just like, there's sometimes it's not everybody else. Just saying. She's like, I haven't asked him. And that's when we find out that Angel's just sort of like, she feels like after this trip, the best for her and Bernard are to just remain friends. But then she says in her confessional that, but if he comes to me with a ring, then we could start talking. How do we go from being friends for him to propose? Like, I'm confused. And it could be editing. It could be there's so much in regards to context that we didn't see. I'm going to give her a little bit of that grace. But the way that Angel moves, I don't know if I even believe that. I don't know if I believe that. She gives me weirdo, cringe energy. I don't know what it is. But she says if he comes with a ring. With a ring? Why would he come to you with a ring if you're not going to even open up beyond a friendship? If you friend zoning me, I'm not proposing to you. Like, all right, I see the comments. You guys are like, she's a weirdo. Little Miss Sunshine says, you are the problem. Angel says, look in the mirror, boo, Angel. Kendra says, Kempire, cute. It's me. I'm the problem. You right. Where's my it's me? It's me. We haven't played that in so long. Where is that? Oh. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. One more time. Hold on. Come on. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. That's your song, Angel. You are the problem. How are you friend zoning me and then expecting me to possibly propose? It's weird. Little Miss Lush says, if you friend zone me, I'm ghosting you. Not the walk-in laxative says she's a little slow. Well, okay. Ciara says, it's been a minute, right? We haven't played that in so long, but it was needed. Thank you. Thank you for that cue. It's definitely needed. All right, let me move on, y'all. Just because I would like to get to some of the calls. If you remember the channel, I have dropped the call link for the general audience, but Lord, not a lot of people are backstage. It's been like that the last couple. That's why I say you guys can't think that Married to Medicine is that good if you're not calling in with an opinion. You're probably not that excited about the season. I can tell. I can tell what you're excited about versus what you're not excited about. I will say that a lot of people do watch the recap, though, and are engaged in the comments. But when we go live, I'm like, I mean, we have 1,200 people here. Hey, y'all. Hey, 1,200 people. All right. Moving on. So, Angel says, but if he comes to the ring, then we could talk. That's weird to me. So King says that the guys are pressuring him to get married more than Quad is. I thought that was interesting. I was like, but didn't you ask her to get married? I feel like somewhere along the lines there's some lie happening, because Quad is saying that he was asking her to get married. She didn't take him serious, and he's saying that the group is pressuring him to get married. It's like he doesn't want to get married. Okay. So Curtis, we saw the clip multiple times. All right. Curtis says that you would think about doing things decent and in order. He says he wants them to think about doing things in decent and in order. And then he says that I'm coming from a biblical standpoint.
Lies, the lie.
Okay, Curtis. He says you guys are playing husband and wife. He says that sex before marriage. She's like, and you're out of order. And he says he's coming from a biblical standpoint. Okay. And we're all looking around at everyone. Who said it? Was Dr. Scott was just like, I know he's too young to have dementia. What's he saying right now? Okay. So Quad in the group says that she has light bulb moments in her relationship. Again, this felt very performative. This did not feel real. It felt like she was acting for all of us. She's like, I have light bulb moments in my relationship after things that King will say. Okay. Heavenly says that King needs Quad more than she needs his. She said his ass. That's what she said. And I'm thinking to myself, again, I felt like this was sort of Quad and Heavenly playing this sort of like tennis match. I don't feel like Heavenly was speaking out of turn. I think they planned this conversation and they were going to bring it up on camera. I don't believe that Heavenly was just being rude, because to me it was sort of like it was coming out of nowhere. Again, we're watching an edited show, so it could be some of that. But no, they know what they're doing, because we've heard Heavenly's told on herself before, okay, in regards to pre-producing. So Heavenly says that King needs Quad more than that she needs him. I'm like, Quad admits that King has disappointed her in their relationship, but she's solid. She still loves him, and she's solid on it in regards to that. And I thought, I was like, that's interesting. That was an interesting thing to say. Okay, but it's not completely a sidebar, because we see what happens at the end of this episode. I guess leading us up to their breakup. Okay. So the men end their session, but Eugene has a conversation with Dr. Damon, with the guys. And Eugene says that he and Damon are very similar, and they both want to protect their family. Dr. Damon flips out. He's like, don't talk about my son, or don't talk about my family. Did anyone else go like, the group also was sort of like, wait, where did this go? And Eugene's like, I'm not talking about your family. I thought that was really weird and random. I'm not sure if it was performative or if he really has a tick. I'm not sure. It was a very interesting conversation. I know I really breezed over Curtis, because I think at this particular point, because we've seen the preview so many times, we've talked about the preview so many times, I'm tired of talking, because we know we're looking at Curtis like, you of all people talking about order, of us talking about of having the biblical sense of it all. And they showed the headline during the episode of him cheating on Dr. Jackie. I thought that was really interesting, that he of all people, and maybe that was a pre-produced moment, I don't know, but you of all people can't talk. And even King says, like, he's like, have you never gone against what's in the Bible? And he's like, well, no, we all have. We all sin. We sin daily. And I was just sort of like, well, that would have been a perfect opportunity. Like, sir, you cheated on your wife. You can't talk to me about anything at all. You can't talk to me about anything. But maybe let me walk myself through this. Well, maybe after he cheated on his wife, he found God. Maybe after he cheated on his wife, he found God. I don't know. So back to Eugene and Dr. Damon's conversation. Desiree says, I don't think Dr. Damon's performative type of guy. I don't either. So that's why I'm thinking, like, did he have a tick? That something, I mean, he did warn us when they were sitting down that anything could turn him off at this particular point. I feel like Dr. Eugene needs to let it go. They do hug it out at the end of it because they say that they're more alike than anything. I feel like Dr. Eugene, now I understand why they called you what they called you, okay? Just let it go. Let it go. This performative, like, oh, I'm such a good husband to Toya. Let it go. Ruth says, found God in the DR? Well, now it's Canada. Remember, he came from Canada. Big Miss Muffin says, at the golf course, he found God? Miss Mel Magic said, he didn't find God when he was getting hit. Oh, Lord. Oh, well. All right, so let's get to the end of the episode. So they all leave Jamaica. We don't even see when they leave Jamaica. But this was a badly edited episode. And I get it. They had to round out the season, okay? They're all home. Quad and King are at home. They talk about Dr. Jackie has been texting Quad because she found out what Curtis said. I'm guessing they'll talk more about this at the reunion. I don't know. But Dr. Jackie has been texting her, and they're just sort of like, yeah, Dr. Jackie probably was like, if she was there, she would have gotten Curtis together. Like, what are you saying? Why are you involving yourself and acting like the holier than thou? And when it comes to the Bible and Christian values, okay? Fad says, I'm in Canada. We don't want him. Well, damn. Paulette says his son is having what type of problems? Is this the son that got caught up with the police? Yes. And left the home after being confronted by Dr. Heavenly. I do find it interesting that Dr. Heavenly did not know about this arrest for 2 years. That's weird. Ariana says the edit overall has been bad. For me, it just particularly stood out because I just feel like there's so many holes in regards to what happened in this episode, or possible holes. Fish-Eyed Jedi says Jackie ain't gonna do shh. Well, you're right. You're right. All right. Quad says that she does give King praise. So they start talking about their own relationship. So she says she does give King a lot of praises. And King says screaming versus showing it are two different things. So basically saying it versus doing it are two different things. King says that there was a lot of tension when they were in Ghana. And he said, I guess he said to himself, he's like, he looked at her based on him trying, I guess, in Ghana. He says, damn, you're ungrateful. Quad says that she has done all that she can do, but she feels like she's doing it all by herself when it comes to this relationship with King. And then when King, I forgot what King said exactly, but then she was like, oh, men are sassy now. I hate when women, to their heterosexual men, try to, as a diss, because make it like you're being a female. I hate when they do that because then I'm thinking to myself, do you know what the emasculation of your man you're doing? Like, is like there's something wrong with being a female or with being with female energy. So I thought that was interesting. Like, men are sassy now. And I told you I had to rewatch the end of this. I was like, where are we going? Like, how did we end up here? They were so cutesy and lovey, and all of a sudden it's like it switches up really quickly. And she's like, baby, don't count me short and don't count me small. What? And she basically says no matter what she's gone through, she always comes out on the other end bigger and better than ever. So for me, it was already a precursor to their breakup, which, again, leans into what people have said about their relationship. It doesn't feel like their relationship was real. Because I do feel like this scene, maybe their relationship was already over and they just decided to film no matter what. I don't know. I don't know if I believe that either. Ocean's Dreaming says it's homophobic, in my opinion. Well, yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that in there, too. Paulette said he's over her. Exactly. Miss Alex says her euphemisms be sending me. She's so dramatic. Fisheye Jedi says King just looked so defeated dealing with her. I get that feeling too. I get it. Just Chilling says, listen, Quad is not a West Indian man's dream. She's too much and all that fronting she does. They will not put up with that nonsense. King sees right through Quad. Could be. Could be. DV, thank you for being a member. DV says, thank you, Kempire. Women pick an alpha men for their strength. Then when he expresses it to the woman who wants to disrespect them. Just Chilling says, Quad needs to learn the word, humble yourself. She's too nuff and extra for no reason. Oh, Lisa, you looked it up? Lisa says, Quad is a Taurus moon and Taurus Mercury. Damn, that's a lot of Taurus. Maybe I just can't relate to all that Taurus energy. Miss V, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss V says, I'm starting to think that Curtis's comment was actually bedroom talk he's had with Jackie, and she was in agreement in the bed. And now she's trying to backtrack for him for her own sake. Well, I would hope not, especially being a OBGYN. I'm sure she sees all kinds of people, but it wouldn't shock me because some of her perspectives that people have slammed her for, I wouldn't be surprised. Very much like Giselle, after being slammed for some of your real life opinions, a lot of times they stop sharing those real life opinions. So you're right. I'm not sure if she doesn't believe that. I think Dr. Jackie says and does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. I don't think we know who the real Jackie is. We get glimpses, and those glimpses makes her go back into her shell. Because we're like, oh, is that who you really are? Kendra, thank you so much for being a member for the Super Chat. Kendra says, check your P.O. Box Thursday or later this week. Well, it'll have to be Saturday after my live show. But thank you, Kendra. Because, this week I ain't got time to do nothing. Okay? All right, let me not say that. I have more than enough time. This week is going to be perfect. Everything's going to fall in place. Right? Right. If you remember the channel, I did drop the call-in link for our Married to Medicine recap. As I mentioned to you before, we have a live show happening this Friday here in New York City. But even if you can't make it in person, there is a live stream option. So go get your tickets today. Ticket information will be available in the description. The walk-in laxative, that name. Quad has the mindset of a 20-year-old. A lot of young women, get on the internet and complain about how sassy straight men are these days. This goes back to what I was saying about Quad. She's reading those comments all the time. And I really feel like she allows the comments to navigate who she is and her opinion. T says that Jackie has a problem with a lot of stuff, though. Jean says, Jackie could never be my doctor. Her lack of ethics overshadow her expertise. Ooh. Damn. Look, damn. Guys, we're almost at 450 likes. Once we get to 450 likes, I will drop the call link for the general audience. But members, I've dropped the call link for you guys already. I see that Tyrese is backstage, and Tyrese is going to share her opinions on the election in her district, which is the election that Dr. Heavenly is running for. But before we bring her up, I do want to remind you, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. And everything that they say is alleged and of their own opinion. Okay? Jessica says that Eugene has been coming for Dr. Damon Daddy the whole trip. Damon may have anticipated something else coming. Maybe that's what it is. And maybe the editing just was off. Who knows? Way of Keith says, calling King sassy but allowing Dr. G to enter you is wild. Oh, damn. All right, let me bring up Tyrese. Tyrese, what's going on?
Hi, good afternoon, Kim. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, great. Yes. All right. So for the 13th congressional district, there are about 11 candidates.
Wow.
Total. There may be dwindled down because as of February 28th, they had to officially declare their candidacy. Mm-hmm. So there may be less. But Heavenly is in probably the top 4 candidates. I don't know about polling, but based on just everything, I looked through all the candidates and just based on what I was learning about them by following their social media, their websites, their platforms, I was like, these are the candidates that I'm interested in. And so those are Everton Blair. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he is a Harvard graduate, young guy, maybe like 31 years old or so. He was on the school board in my county. And then there's another person, the person who I'm leaning toward is Dr. Jasmine Clark. She is currently a state representative. And Kim, did you freeze up or did I freeze up?
I'm here. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. I can hear you.
Breaking up a little bit. Oh, Lord.
Tyrese, if anything, call back in because I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. I'll try to call back in.
Okay. All right. Mercury's still in retrograde for another week. More than a week. Another 2 weeks, technically. The 20th. Right? Yeah. Another 11 days. Hold on. Let me see if Tyrese, are you there? No. Okay. We'll bring Tyrese back up in a second. I feel like I already learned a lot from that moment, from some of the information that Tyrese shared. Okay, so she's in the top 4 of those candidates, but based off of the candidates she just mentioned, I'm like, they sound really good. Okay. If anything, though, Dr. Heavenly has a leg up on all of them because she has this platform. She's already been talking about this on Married to Medicine. She has a lot of millions of followers. So she's already got a lot of people that know who she is. Let me bring up Tyrese again. Tyrese, are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. I heard you perfectly.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
You know I have T-Mobile, so I didn't.
Oh, damn. Is that because of Heavenly? Is that something you want Heavenly to change?
It might be. See, I wasn't even going to drag her. But, okay, so I was just going to say the candidates that are running against her: Everton Blair, Jasmine Clark, Dr. Jasmine Clark, who is a scientist. She's currently a state representative, very impressive. She's very impressive because she educates her followers on just the different bills that are coming out, what they mean, how they affect us in our area. So I really enjoy that. And she has political experience. She's also a scientist, so that's really cool.
Wow.
And Everton Blair, the gentleman I was telling you about, black male, Harvard graduate. He's from the area. He grew up in the area, came back to serve in the area that he grew up in. And he's just that dude. Like, if he doesn't win this, he's going to win something. He reminds me a lot about, John Ossoff is not black. He reminds me of John Ossoff coming up back in the day, and like Stacey Abrams coming up in the day, because I followed both of them, and before they became, she was, running for governor, and he's our Georgia senator now. So Heavenly, like, even though I don't like the Yo Mama stuff, and I don't like, some of her behavior, I'm open to hearing what she has to say and what everyone has to say. I haven't heard anything about a debate, but Jamal Bryant did have a political forum back in October. I wasn't aware of it. And then, so tomorrow there's a candidates forum in Jonesboro, which is a bit away from where I live. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I did sign up and got a ticket for it. It's like from 6 to 8 tomorrow. So if some way I'm able to make it, I'll try. But it's like off of Terra Boulevard. Anybody from Atlanta know that that's a crazy traffic situation. But financially, it is David Scott, Heavenly, Everton Blair, and Jasmine Clark are the top 4. Financially, I haven't seen any polls. I haven't received any poll correspondence or anything. But when it comes to Heavenly, I've been paying attention to her. What she's been talking about on her YouTube. Sometimes she'll post videos and stuff on her social media, and she's been doing a lot of events the last few Saturdays. And so, just viewing from what she's had to say, she's kind of talking about her platform from a broad view. And I feel like Everton Blair and Jasmine Clark are sharing their candidacy from a more relatable, more experienced, a lot more depth and substance. It's nothing wrong with Heavenly's candidacy or what she shared, but it's just, I want to hear more. So I can't count her out completely. For me, I have a son, and the the cluster that we currently live in Gwinnett County, the high school that he would be going to has like a reputation for like fights and stuff like that. About 10, 15 minutes over. There's another district that seems to be like better resources. However, I hear that there's microaggressions and people that don't look like us. So it's kind of a balance. Like, do you go where there may be this going on and deal with microaggressions? You know, it's just issues that Black moms we deal with. And also housing is crazy. Like, I've been in my home for almost 20 years, but if I want to move over 15 minutes down the street, you know, can I afford to do that and put my child in a better situation? So that's what I care about.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like Simone and, you know, Toya, I don't care about all that stuff. I want to hear what do you have really going on? What are you talking about? And so far, she just hasn't stood out in comparison to the other candidates. David Scott is the incumbent. He's 80 years old. He's been in his position in his seat since 2003, and he's still running again. So I think that the community is ready to, you know, move on based on what I've been seeing in comments and everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm going to be paying attention to where I can have an opportunity to actually go to a forum to hear what the candidates have to say together in a Q&A type setting, so I can make the best decision for me and my family. So.
Amen. Tyrese, thank you so much for all that information. Now I feel like I know a lot of what's going on. I appreciate you. Keep us posted, though.
I will. Thanks for allowing me to call in.
Of course. Tyrese, have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. It made me look, and that's an important thing for people to keep in mind. Look, for those that are in that district and voting, is that sometimes you don't even know about these other candidates because someone else has the bigger mouth, the bigger platform, the more money, because I'm sure Dr. Heavenly, when it comes to funds, is probably able to get more money in because she's on these larger platforms with millions of viewers of people donating that don't even live in that district, that aren't even invested in that district. So I hope people will do their due diligence and get the information about these other candidates. Because just the other people that she mentioned, I'm like, well, they sound way more qualified than Dr. Heavenly. And I get it. When it comes to politics, you don't necessarily have to have the qualifications. You just necessarily have to have the plan and the passion to get it done and be able to get the people that you probably will need to help support or supplement where you fall short. Because look at our current mayor. A lot of people felt like he couldn't do a job. He doesn't have enough years of experience, but he's doing a hell of a job. I know it's only been 3 months, but he's doing a hell of a job. All right. Anyway, let's get to some more callers. Other callers, you're not getting that much time. You're getting a minute, okay? Because I wanted to learn more about the race, so we gave Tyrese a little bit more time. Talk to Innit, I'm going to bring up next. Talk to Innit. What's going on? You're muted. There we go.
It's Talk to Me. My name is Denitra.
Oh, sorry. Talk to Neat.
Yes.
What's going on?
Thank you, Kemp. Nothing much. I wanted to give a call in and talk a little bit about Married to Medicine. Okay. I rated this episode a 5.
Okay.
I kind of found it interesting because of, some of the information we got from like the little therapy sessions. Like I felt like that was kind of, even though it was a low point in some ways, it was kind of a high point, right? Mm-hmm. I think Mimi got to open up, which was really nice.
Yeah.
I think the thing with Curtis and King was weird, but again, it gave us enough. And then I think the Damon Daddy thing, kind of opened up something for us. But overall, I just think we've all been kind of saying it. I think all of these shows need a limit on the cast because it just gets stale. Like, it's like who goes on a vacation and does all of that? Like, you know what I mean? So I just feel like it just doesn't feel natural anymore. And I think we see that, on the Housewives with Giselle had nothing going on. And anyway, my point is, I think it's time for a little shakeup down there. And thank you for your commentary, as always.
Thank you so much for calling in. Have a great day.
All right, you too. Take care.
Bye. I love it. I agree, but we've been saying it, and we have to. Although I love Married to Medicine, and they are one of the best shows on Bravo, we've definitely reached our peak when it comes to the same arguments. They're arguing about the same thing over and over again. I'm over that. I'm over, and to the point where we're starting to see fakeness. But sometimes they don't care, these networks. All right, let me bring up Tyler. Tyler, who caused a stir during our last Married to Medicine recap, is back.
Not this week.
Okay.
Not this week. It's raining in Memphis.
Oh.
I am at home.
Oh, no drinks?
No afternoon drinking for me today.
Oh, okay. I mean, we were appreciative.
I will say this about Married to Medicine. While it is a show that I do enjoy, I do like the addition of the newer girls in the fold, but unlike the Housewives where you can kind of bring in a whole new cast and go from there, I think with Married to Medicine, I hate to say it as much as I love this show, they need to probably let next season be their grand finale. It's kind of gotten stale. I hate to say that because I really I do. But I feel like bringing new girls in and trying to do the standard couple trip and all that, I think we'll like it for one season and then start kind of talking about we miss the other girls. I think that Bravo has to get comfortable with ending shows where they are. Or maybe try in another city because it's ran its course. I think one more season and we're done. I could see maybe Quad playing over there with the Housewives more if it's that, and some of them branching off doing their own thing, but I think it's stale. I really felt like this was the most authentic that I have ever seen Quad be. But I still feel like the elephant in the room, and I wish that some viewers and other people would see this, is that she had the chance at being a mother and her niece died. And so she really wants that. But that's all. I just think that one more season, do a big powwow and leave it alone.
And I also think that Quad is very motherly. I don't think people give her enough credit because we've seen her with her.
She is.
I could see her being an amazing mother. So I do think she's passionate about that.
And I think when she had the chance, it got taken away from her. Unfortunately, it's not like the child was ill, anything. And I think out of respect for the family, she's not going to dive deep into that on television. But I think that's really where it's coming from. And that's where it makes me kind of not like King, because I'm sure she shared how she feels about that with him.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Tyler, for calling in.
Thank you, Kempire.
Take care. People love when Tyler calls in, but they really loved it when lit Tyler calls in. If you missed it last week, I mean, it was like I was clutching my imaginary pearls. I was like, "Oh, Tyler!" I'm glad Tyler revealed that he was lit because I was like, "This don't sound like Tyler," but it does. I figured Tyler does hold back, but the alcohol was like hitting. Okay. All right. Toya's back. I did drop the call link for the general audience as well, guys. So for those that wanted to call in and share their thoughts on Married to Medicine, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. If you're watching the replay, don't forget to like the video and let us know where you're watching from and your thoughts on Married to Medicine, the future of Married to Medicine as well. Tyler believes that it might be a wrap for Married to Medicine. I really feel like they dropped the ball in regards to really expanding this as a franchise because we could be having Married to Medicine year round in other cities. But again, if it's not if I trust and believe, if Andy Cohen was the executive producer, and I know some people think that he is, but he's not, we would have other Married to Medicine cities because they value what he wants there at the network. All right, let's bring up Toya next. Toya, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, can you hear me?
Yes.
Great, because the sound's been going in and out. I cannot hear the callers on StreamYard, but okay. I'm glad you can hear me. I just wanted to say, Curtis, you broke one of the 10 commandments, sir. Like, please do not talk. Like, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And with Angel, I was rooting for Angel because I remember her on Basketball Wives. But, girl, bragging about multiple engagements, why did you bring that man on the trip? Saying that a ring would fix everything. You should know that a ring does not fix everything if you've been engaged multiple times, ma'am. Like, I can't. And King and Quad, I can see someone like King possibly thinking that saying let's go to the courthouse suffices as a proposal. Like I can see it because sometimes, those type of men can be really clueless, and if other people in their family always just go to the courthouse, that is something that is normal to them.
Yeah.
But he should know Quad ain't no courthouse girly. So she gonna want to do something big, and nothing wrong with a courthouse. Save your money.
No.
But you over here pulling up in Rolls Royces and trying to go to the courthouse. She want a big wedding, I'm sure, in the castle or something.
Mm-hmm. And she wants to put it on the show.
Hello. Alrighty, thank you, Kempire. Have a good one.
You too, Toya. Take care. All right. Kathy's backstage. We're going to bring Kathy up next. Kathy, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hi, Kempire. I just wanted to share that I actually feel like Married to Medicine is good the way it is. I like it. Because you know what it is? I feel like the ladies has always kept it real. Except for Quad. I think Quad is over the top performative. It's like she's acting.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue with her. I don't like the addition of Angel. She doesn't add much. She adds more of acting as well. So she doesn't fit. So I take away Angel, leave Quad as a friend, because I do feel she does have a relationship with all the ladies on the cast. But I like it. One show I love is Married to Medicine, because I feel like, especially me being a nurse, a lot of the things that they talk about, the things that they go through in their private life and stuff like that, it's real. Yeah. It's real. And I love the new addition of Mimi and what's the other one? The nurse practitioner. Brandy. I like them. And I like their husbands. So I do hope that they continue the show and probably bring back Married to Medicine LA. I would love to see where they're at, because that show was really good. I think that was a really good spinoff. I don't know what happened, but I hope they bring it back, because I really like that cast of ladies and their stories. I think it was I think Married to Medicine is a good franchise. I think they just need to bring back LA. That's it.
And I always hear good things about LA, but it's not impossible. I feel like every time we talk about Married to Medicine, we talk about other iterations, other cities. People say the same thing about LA. And you can watch LA on Peacock right now. So it's probably gaining new fans as we go. So I think they definitely should consider it.
I think so. I loved it. I really, really loved all of their stories, their background, what they added. I loved the friend group dynamics. It was I actually like both of them, but I kind of, for some reason, really enjoyed LA more.
Maybe because it was something fresh and different.
Yeah, it was. I just connected with, what was the doctor? He's from Jamaica. Or when the wife was. I don't know. I just think about their storyline. I kind of connected with, especially my background too, being from the islands. Yeah. I just connected with them. And I think they were real. Yeah. I think that's the thing. I like a real story. I hate the made up drama. Quad is good, but she's good for a series, a television series, not a real world, because she's not real. Yeah. I'm just sorry. And the thing about it is, it feels like King may be having the same issue that Dr. G had with her. And the problem with Quad is that she doesn't take accountability. She doesn't look at herself as a problem. No. Everyone else is a problem except for her, and that's the problem.
That might be.
And it becomes exhausting. I think King got exhausted. She has to understand how to navigate, especially a guy from an island. Yeah. The way she was navigating him, it was too much drama for him. Too much.
Thanks, Kathy.
And it's like, I'm done.
Thanks, Kathy.
You're welcome.
All right, let me get to the rest of these calls. We're going to bring up April Mack next. April, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kemp. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, this is fabulous. Having a lovely 4-day weekend because my birthday is tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Okay. So I have two different things to talk about.
Okay.
I'm curious if you could share your real rating for shows and your Roni reboot curve.
Oh, my real rating for this show?
Just for any show in the future, because I watch all of your lives.
Oh, okay. So without the Roni curve.
Yeah, because I think the network needs to hear that we're not satisfied so they can feel encouraged to change things. Okay. But if they keep getting the curve, they're like, oh, we're all right. People are still watching. It's like, technically, we're still watching, but they should know that we're not happy with what we're seeing.
Okay. I mean, I think based off the review, they should know that we're not happy. Okay.
But yeah, the other thing I was thinking about, this is for all of my the mamas who are like dealing with children with special needs. There is this black male content creator. He's an adult. He's based in Texas, I believe. It's like Savant, the with two E's, Prodigy. He identifies as autistic and has ADHD. And there are some days that he's not verbal, but because of the way he was raised, and he talks about this a lot, that he was compelled, forced to become verbal, growing up in a black household in the 80s and the 90s. And so, but he also uses American Sign Language for the days that he's not verbal, or he doesn't feel like expressing himself. And he's an adult. He lives alone. He does Get Ready With Me videos. He's on Instagram and TikTok, I know.
Wow.
But it's Savant, the Prodigy. He's a really fun follow. He does a lot of interesting content. He speaks truth to power sometimes, but also does fun day-to-day content. So
Love that.
to see what a future could look like for a person with autism and ADHD as a black man, I think he would be a good person to follow.
Amazing. Thank you, April, for sharing that.
No problem. Have a good day.
You too. I love that, and hopefully someone will clip that and send that information, because I know some of the people from Married to Medicine or their friends or fans are watching. That actually is a really good idea to send to Dr. Mimi if she doesn't know already, because some of y'all assume that she knows everything, but she doesn't. So, all right, let's bring up Andrea next. Andrea, what's going on?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
How are you today?
Good. I'm so excited. It's the first time I've ever gotten through because I'm always in meetings. So it's nice to see you.
Well, welcome.
I'm one of the DC Pisces, if you remember us.
Yeah, of course, you Pisces. It's your season. Happy birthday.
Thank you. It's the same day as your live show. I'll be going to see New Edition, though.
Well, enjoy. I mean, you could get the live stream.
True.
Just saying. Shameless plug. What's going on?
I don't know if you already said this because I tuned in late, but I just thought it was so crazy how Eugene is over there fighting for Toya's life. And meanwhile, Toya and Heavenly are kikiing the whole day through. That's what they do. That is what they do. And yet here he is getting ready to get in a whole tangle with his good friend because of Toya. And her and Heavenly have made up, and they're back to usual. I just think that just shows him he needs to stay out of it.
I agree.
It's so ridiculous. And I know everyone has already said this, but the nerve of Curtis. That's just all I had to say. Curtis, the nerve of him, it was comical. I was yelling at the television, and I made it a point to watch it this morning because I only have Peacock so that I could catch your show today, so I would know what you were talking about.
Thank you, Andre. And I appreciate it because we didn't say what you said, but you're right. I didn't even think about it. You're right. Dr. Eugene's over here fighting for Toya's battles, and Toya and Heavenly all hugged up and having a good old kiki.
Because that's just what they do. They're going to be cussing each other out one day and back friends the next. I just thought it was ridiculous.
You're right. OMG. Well, I'm glad you were able to be a part of the show today. Have a happy birthday, and hopefully I'll see you in DC at some point.
Please. Take care.
You too. Bye, Andrea. All right, well, damn. This is what happens with Married to Medicine. I'm trying to get out of here. We got a line. All right, let me bring up Represent Yourself Legal. What's going on, Coco?
Hello, Kemp. How are you doing?
How are you?
I am doing good. I just wanted to say, one of the callers actually, she said my point, but I wanted to just say that I did like the LA show. There was this really, really sassy psychiatrist that was there that had a shaved head. She was hella smart, hella entertaining, and very much LA, and showed a different side of what it means to be a highly educated Black woman. I think she was a single mom or something. So that was a really, really cool perspective, as was Dr. Contessa's real BFF from the military and from med school. But I think what's plaguing Married to Medicine is what starts to plague all of these reality TV shows. And I'm an expert, having started watching in 1994, The Real World, and being glued to the TV in the beginning stages of Bravo, is that after a while, folks just start producing these shows themselves and they don't show their real life. We don't know anything about what's happening with Toya besides that she's moving. I mean, that's boring. We love what she does with the houses, but what about where her boys go to school? What about something else besides her going off on Dr. Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
But what was interesting about this last episode was actually Curtis. Like, we need to see more Curtis because he's inappropriate and crazy as geriatrics often are. Like, Curtis, come back, because why are you in here invoking biblical principles that you don't even adhere to yourself, sir? That was crazy.
In his mind, he does, I guess.
It was entertaining, though. It was like, what are you talking about, sir? But in that moment, I thought, this is why we need Dr. Jackie, because she's older, he's older, they're out of touch, they're inappropriate, and they make for some fodder. But anyway, time's up, so that's my perspective.
Thanks, Coco. Have a great day.
Y'all.
Bye.
You too.
All right, let's bring up Taurus Sun. Taurus Sun, what did you want to share? Taurus Sun, you're muted. Taurus Sun.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
I just wanted to say, hey, Kempire, everybody. The show was okay. I mean, I've been a watcher since the beginning, so it's okay. I like Dr. Mimi's story because that's my story. I have an 18-year-old that is high functioning autism, and the worry never stops, even for him being 18, because he's a Black male, and I worry about how he's going to function in this world, especially when I'm not here anymore. So that's a lot to think about. The worry doesn't stop. You're going to continue on some type of worry. You do have to let them fly. But it's a challenge for me every day. So I give kudos to all the moms that's in the chat, and anybody that's listening that is an autistic parent of a child. You guys are amazing and awesome. Please continue to work. There's a lot of work. We are special. God gave us that assignment. So do it well. Only other thing I wanted to say is I don't like King. However, we already know Quad was special. I mean, not special, but she's dramatic. She is not going to dim her light for a man. So she doesn't have to settle down if she doesn't want to. And I love you, Kempire. Good luck on your show. I can't go because of budget situations. So have a great show. Everybody have a good rest of your day. Love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Taurus Sun. Bye. I love that message. We're going to bring up Izzy next. Izzy, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Very similar to the last caller, actually. I'm also a mom with a high-functioning autistic child, which is sort of, when we say high-functioning, some people don't like the use of that word, but it just means that they're on the opposite side of the spectrum as, other children who might be nonverbal. And so I think the specific challenge with those of us who have, children on that side of the spectrum is that externally, it may appear to the rest of the world that those children don't have a disability at all. And yet their executive functioning, their emotional regulation, all of those things are still a challenge. And so, it's a hard road to navigate regardless of whether you have a child with, high functioning autism versus acute autism and nonverbal. And so, I just want to echo what the, last person said, that it's really a team effort. It's hard work, and that, hopefully, the exposure of more stories like this allows for more people to open their eyes to the existence of both children and families, who are navigating autism and the challenges that we all face. And I really wish Dr. Mimi would focus more on those things than the mess. That's it.
Thank you so much, Izzy, for that.
No problem.
Take care. And she did that in a minute. Woo! Love it, love it, love it, love it. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We just hit over 500 likes, so thank you to the 500 of you that have liked the video. Shadrika, thank you so much for the super chat. Shadrika says, this show is boring. I forgot to watch. Shadrika. Damn. Woo, Lord. All right, Little Miss Sunshine will be our last caller. Little Miss Sunshine, what did you want to share about Married to Medicine?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep, perfect. So I'm going to be really, really quick because you have to go eat.
Thank you.
First, only good energies for your show.
Thank you.
Okay, so just think positive and everything will be good.
Thank you.
Second, RHOBH, please don't give us a reunion. We're so bored. It's the worst thing on TV right now, and that's saying something. Okay, lastly, I have 2 special needs cousins that I grew up with, and we are Pakistani, and they are in America. Right? They moved. So because I grew up with them, they are like I don't want to say something that might be offensive, but they're like really, really special needs. Like you look at them, you know.
Okay.
So it's scary. And I do talk to their mom because she's my aunt. So she does worry about, what's going to happen after she's gone. And I keep telling her, I'm going to show up. I'm working on my immigration, but Trump kind of messed that up for me.
I'm sure.
He messed that up, but I'm still working on it because they are like, in Pakistan, we have joint family situations. So they're like brother and sister to me.
Okay.
So I want to show up for them and continue helping them. But to the mothers and the fathers who are watching, please, this is not like, you guys are superheroes. It's very, very hard to stay strong in these situations. Yeah. So you guys are absolute superheroes. One last thing, very quickly. If this show ends, I am going to be very sad. Because I know I'm Pakistani, I'm not Black, but I still look up to each of these people, colored people who are doctors and successful and who had very, very difficult lives, like Dr. Heavenly's life, how she grew up. So to me, they're sources of inspiration. So if this show ends, it's going to be like devastating for me.
I hear you.
Okay.
Thank you, Little Miss Sunshine, for calling in.
Bye. Have a nice day.
You too. Bye-bye. I love it. International. Don't forget, guys, the Kempire After Dark live show. You can watch internationally, even in Pakistan. Go get your tickets today. Our live show, be careful. It's going to be explicit. People are going to be talking about the things. I'm going to be talking about the things. It's very different than what you get here on YouTube, TikTok, or anywhere else. Ticket information is still available. In-person tickets, although going very fast, there's still a couple of tickets left. So if you've been waiting, this is your opportunity. But the live stream, let's break records when it comes to our live stream. I don't remember how much we sold last time. I need to ask them that. But we're definitely very close, very close. All right. Let me bring up Cynthia really quick. And Cynthia, I said I was taking no more callers. What did you want to share, really quick?
Hey Kempire, how you doing?
How are you?
I was just about to hang up. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. I do believe that Quan's relationship with King was real. I just think they're over each other, and that's it.
Oh.
Have a good one.
Thanks, Cynthia. Bye. OMG. All right. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. Thanks to everyone that sent in super chats. Thank you to everyone that liked the video. Shout out to our subscribers, those of you watching in the bushes, and the replay crew. Let me know if you're the replay crew and let me know your thoughts and opinions on this week's episode of Married to Medicine. And if you missed it, I was live earlier today with my dream team. Layla Lynn and Grace Report were here talking everything Potomac. We even talked a little bit about Real Housewives of Atlanta as well. So be sure to check that out. You'll be able to hear it on the podcast a little bit later on today. As well, subscribe to the podcast. And again, be sure to check out the description for everything Kempire, from our merch to our sponsors. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.